All right, fellow Vikings, welcome back. This time, let's talk about the plants. Okay, so I know this lighting kind of sucks, but I have to sit in the shade. It's too hot to sit in the sun and actually get light on me, so that you'd be able to see me. But last week, we somewhat went over some of the issues with the garden and like the drought and such. Okay, so normally this wouldn't be a big deal. You just water it, like that's not that hard. But our, how to put this? We had a series of unfortunate events. Great book, okay movie, meh, but it's what happened. Okay, so if you rewind to early spring, we had a really late frost, meaning our plants didn't get in the ground early enough for them to start to thrive. Okay, then immediately after that, we had torrential downpours for rain. Like hard, heavy rains, soaking, like drenching the ground to the point where you could barely walk on it. This disallowed the roots to establish, right? Because the roots didn't establish well enough for us, they didn't have the structure in place to uptake enough nutrients and water to get through this heavy, hard, beating sun this year and the relentless heat, right? We went straight from like 60s to 90s literally overnight. All right, it barely cools down, and honestly that wouldn't be that big of a deal if we didn't have the earlier torrential downpours, because all of their roots would be established. All right, now on top of that, our water table is much lower than it should be because of the heat and the the sun and all that drying everything up. Meaning that we don't have enough water for both the entire garden and the house. So we have to prioritize what we're doing each day. Does the baby need more diapers, or is the corn going to die? All right. Today, as you can see, all of our corn is curled in and showing extreme signs of dehydration, right? Corn is naturally pretty drought tolerant, but over prolonged periods of times, it'll start to show these signs, and then it really starts to not do so well. It's hard to tell, but back there in the back there, those stalks are only about that big. Up front here, these guys I'm not too worried about. I have to water them, of course, so they'll thrive, but they're about that tall. All right, that's 1.5 feet, 2 feet. All right, that's awesome. The ones over there, they're like literally 4 to 6 inches. All right, they're almost nothing. Now that really worries me because we only have planted enough corn out here for us to have corn twice a week, 2 cobs per person. All right, or do the math on where it'd go after that. But also half of it has to go to seed for the next year, and for cornmeal, grits, corn flour, all that kind of stuff for us to be able to actually have like tortillas and all that kind of stuff during the winter. So like half has to go one place, half of it goes the other. And trying to decide what I'm gonna have to cut out of our meal for the next few months is gonna be difficult. All right. Right now what I've been doing is I have a tank over here that I fill with water while we're sleeping, right? Or mostly fill with water. And then I have my old, I'm trying to talk here, truck. I have the old 12 volt pump from the old house set up to pump off of a couple solar panels, right, when the sun comes out. Now I know this is not a viable solution, or not the best solution. I should be watering at night. But I don't have much of an option. I can't be up all night moving the hose to water the ground. you know, water all the corn. Like, and I don't have the infrastructure set up to water the entirety of this area without physically moving the hose, right? In the future, that is what's planned. I want to get sprinklers going across the entirety of this corral. I want to get an expansion tank on the far side so that there's pressure from one side and pressure from the other, pushing and making it so we have an even distribution of water throughout the entire system. But until I can actually afford that, which will be no time soon, I have to move the hose. So I can't stay up all night and water. Or I would prefer to water at night, but that's just not viable. All right. So what am I doing? I have the water out there filling the tank. I watered in the day. I turned off the hose so I could talk to you guys. And even then, it's still not enough for these guys. So if you're the praying type, if I don't care what religion it is, I don't care if you don't believe in any God, I don't care. All right, send thoughts, send prayers. You know, please dance for the rain. All right, we desperately need that rain. Right now, the forecast says that there is less than 30% chance of rain for the next couple weeks. So if you pray, please pray to whatever it is you believe in, and let's see what happens. You know, is there anything else I want to talk about this time? Okay, so plans for the next foreseeable future. All right. Next video, I'll show you how I've divided the. I think I've already did that. I did that last week. Never mind. All right. I showed you how I divided the back pasture. The next step after. Okay. I'm working. I know. Ramble, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The garage. Right now, I'm cleaning the garage. All right, and organizing everything, making space, and getting everything into a decent place so that the majority of the garage is completely open and able to drop a load of stuff. All right, as soon as I'm done moving everything in the garage and I have the room, then I'm going over to the old house, and one of my lovely subscribers, all right, great guy. He's also a local to my area. He lives like a town over. He lives in the town between so the town I live next to right now and the town I lived in before, he lives in the town between those two. Okay. All right. That gives you a general geographic location. So he's going to be driving out to get me, driving all the way back over to the old house. All right. Dropping off a trailer with me so I can load it up, and then driving back over, picking me up, bringing me back over here, and then driving back to his house. That's a lot of driving. That's hats off to you. Thank you so much for doing this. All right. Okay. That's going to cost me a bit in gas. But plan. We go over, we get a load, drop it off in the garage. Most of the stuff that I'll be picking up will be like furniture and stuff like that I have to repair. And then after I repair it, it's going back in the house. I'm not even starting repairing any of the furniture until next summer, so that I'll get to that later. All right. Immediately once I get back, I got to clean the barn out. I have to get all of the stalls completely cleaned out. I have to get the area where the hay was last year completely cleared out, and get ready for hay this year. We're not even planning to hay until August. All right. That's a huge deal, is getting the hay in. We should be getting hay right now. My fields aren't good enough, or aren't tall enough, because we don't have the rain. We need at least a couple hundred bales just for us to make it through winter. All right. Then on top of that, we need another couple hundred bales for me to sell next winter. Unfortunately, with the costs of everything going up, so is the cost to hay this year. We're expecting to pay over double what we paid last year. That's insane. That is incredible. Okay, so with the cost of baling going up, or I say, with the cost of fuel going up, the cost of baling goes up. With the cost of baling goes up, the cost to feed your animal goes up. All right. If the cost of feeding your animal goes up, the cost to slaughter and get that food to market goes up. So I really implore you to right now go to a local farmer, establish a relationship, buy as much cheap beef or pork or whatever it is you're going to get. Buy it from your local farms right now, because this winter is going to be hard for all of us. All right. Literally the cost of, like, for me last year, I paid an extreme amount, like something that all of my neighbors thought was outrageous. I paid, what was it? $2 a bale last year. That was outrageous. This year, the cheapest I've found was $4 a bale. Yeah. Expect food costs to go up. Expect maybe shortages. I can't say on that, but expect food costs to go up. So please go get to know your local farmer. I know I've been saying this a lot, but it's extremely important. Not even just for meat. You know, look on Facebook. Thank you thank you. You gotta do you, I know. All right, anyways, look on Facebook and or Craigslist for your local farms. Keywords to search for are freezer beef, let's see, freezer whatever meat, freezer meat, local beef, or any kind of like grass-fed, or any of those terms will get you to the meat sections of where you're looking for. All right, and set your radius to whatever you're willing to drive. It might be 50, it might be 100 miles, but you'll get some of the cheapest meat that you'll have, period. All right, typically in most of the U.S., it's less than $5 a pound for beef, and that includes your rib steaks, your rib eyes, prime rib, all of it. All right, yes, I know I just said 3 cuts of the same thing, but that's my favorite cut. Anyways, all right, it'll also have local produce. Search for whatever produce you'd want to buy. All right, fresh tomatoes, organic tomatoes, whatever, like potatoes, you know, chives, onions, whatever it is you're looking for. And guaranteed in your market or on Facebook, on all of it, you'll have people who have incredible deals on there. They're growing it in the backyard and they're saying, hey, we got this. Do you want it? Please go and talk to them. Get whatever you can. A lot of the country has food banks. Get to know them really well. You know, stock up now, because come this winter, we're going to have some issues. Anyways, keep smiling. Keep being you. Right? Thank you guys for all the thoughts and prayers. And I will see you next week, hopefully with something other than just gloom. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.